Hi everyone, I'm Nuria from Cucafera Games and today I'll show you how to play the starter kit version of Zoom In Barcelona in Tabletopia. The starter kit is a simplified and faster version of the game. In Zoom In Barcelona, players are photographers taking pictures of landmarks and skyline buildings to win a photography contest. The player that takes the best pictures, getting the most points, will win. There are 86 landmark cards that represent different locations on the board, each with a unique illustration. The icon on the top left corner indicates the position of the card on the board with a combination of a shape and a number. The icons on the top right relate to the themes and give bonuses to the card. They indicate which type of landmark it is. For example, this one, La Stelferit, is an outdoors sculpture. The name and the illustration can also be relevant for the themes. Skyline building tokens are already placed on the board at the start of the game. There are 8 different skyline buildings, and the number of tokens for each building will depend on the number of players. To set up the game in Tabletopia, flip your camera and place the pawn in your starting position. You can see that 4 landmark cards have already been placed face up in the Judges' Peaks area. Use the discarded landmark card to place the dragon on the layer of the same area of that card. The area is indicated by the icon on the top left. The Skyline tokens are set for a 3-player game. The number of tokens for each Skyline building is 2. For a 2-player game, take 1 token out from each building. For a 4-player game, add 1 token. To stack them properly, you will need to wait until an orange highlight appears before you can release the token. You can also check the 2 themes that are available for this game on the bottom right of the board. And finally, deal 3 cards to each player from the transport deck and set the game to continue on clockwise turn order. You are now ready to start playing the game. And here's how you play. During your turn, you'll be able to first move and then take 1 action. After taking the action, your turn will end. You can move to a location by walking, that is, moving your pawn up to a distance of 2, or by discarding a transport card and moving up to the value of the card. After moving, you can now perform 1 action. You can take a photo of a landmark, of a skyline building or a dragon. You can visit an information point, or you can take the metro. You can only take the landmark cards available on the board in the Judges' Peak area. And to be able to take those cards, you will need to move to its exact location on the board. When you take a landmark card, you need to place another landmark card in the Judges' Peaks area. You can take a photo of a skyline building by arriving at its viewpoint on the board. You can take tokens as long as they are available. They can run out. You can take a photo of the dragon by arriving at its lair. It allows you to take any other photo, landmark, or skyline available on the board. After choosing, you will need to place the dragon in a different empty location by drawing and discarding landmark cards. If you arrive at an information point, you can draw up to 3 transport cards. You can discard any of your cards before drawing. If the deck runs out, flip and shuffle it to create a new deck. If you arrive at a metro location, you can then take your pawn to any other empty metro location. Remember, during the game, you can pass through pawns, but you cannot share a final location with any other player. When a player collects 8 landmark cards, the game will end. Then you will score the points awarded by the landmark cards and the skyline buildings that you have collected. The scoring information is shown at the back of your camera. You will score 3 points for each landmark card that you have. Each theme can add a +1 to the value of a landmark card. There are 3 types of themes based on their image, on their name, or on the icons on the top right. Themes based on the image will award you points if there is water or trees in the illustration. Themes based on a name will award you points if the name of the landmark card contains a particular word. And themes based on icons will award you points if you find the same icon at the top right of the landmark card. To score, count how many landmark cards you have. They award 3 points each. Check how many landmark cards have one or both themes and add those bonuses. And finally, count how many skyline buildings you have. The more buildings, the higher the score. The player with the most points will win the game. In this case, the blue player will win this game by a difference of 1 point. In case of a draw, the player with the more skyline buildings will win the game. And this is how you play Zoom in Barcelona. You are now ready to start. Grab your camera and win this game.